we'll see. See if it works.
Oh, what?
911, where's your emergency?
We're in a boat crash on Arthur Street. We have someone missing.
Okay.
Hampton County 911, where's your emergency?
This is Alex Murdoch at 4140 South Moselle Road. I need the police to answer immediately. My wife and child are stuck badly.
Did I learn real quick? Can you hear me still? Is there an echo?
It was a warm summer night in rural South Carolina when Alec Murdoch, a prominent lawyer, pulled into a 1,700-acre hunting lodge. When his wife and his son didn't greet him at the house, he decided to check a few other places on the property. As he walked up to the kennels, he discovered his wife Maggie and his son Paul lying lifeless on the ground. They had both been executed, one with a shotgun and the other with an assault rifle. At the time of filming this, there is an ongoing investigation.
How are you? Here's Eric Allen.
While this tragic story is newsworthy in and of itself, it is far from the entire story, and there are endless questions surrounding this double homicide. So, who killed Paul and Maggie Murdoch? That's the big question here. Well, many South Carolina locals believe that Paul was actually the target, and his mother Maggie just happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. Why? Well, let's just say Paul has made his fair share of enemies over the years. You're watching part one of a 4-part series exploring the details of this fascinating story. This episode, we're going back to late winter of 2019 in a small coastal town of Beaufort, South Carolina, where Paul and 5 of his friends planned a fun evening trip on his boat. The night would end, however, with the tragic death.
Hey, Kat. And Kathy. And Celestium. Hope everybody's doing good. Hopefully, Babe is going to find her way through to it. Hopefully she'll find it. Maybe, oh no, I don't think Judge Judy is on yet. But, yeah. This is really good.
Of a young girl named Mallory Beach. Was this a simple accident, or was there someone responsible for Mallory's death? Before we begin, you might be wondering what I have to do with any of this. Well, I'm not a reporter. At the time of filming this, I have 13 subscribers on YouTube. I'm not a YouTuber. My name is Eric, and I live in Beaufort, South Carolina. When I heard about this accident right here in my hometown, I thought it was a tragic yet pretty simple story of teens making some irresponsible decisions that just led to some deadly consequences. Little did I know it would turn into something much more complex. As a local who is extremely and who is a part of this community, I felt like maybe I had the ability to tell this story in a way that couldn't be done by an outsider. At least that's where my feelings started. The more and more I looked into this case and the closer I got to it, the more I began to feel I had the responsibility to tell it. I'm going to be taking you with me to many of the places in this story. When you see footage, know that none of it is stock footage, but it's all footage that I took of actual locations that I'll be speaking about. I'm also going to be navigating some pretty tough and sensitive topics. The people in this story are not characters in some fictional story, but they're real people, just like you, just like me, and they lost their lives way too early.
Yeah, that's interesting that they opened up that investigation to Stephen Smith again in the middle of the Murdoch, or the Paul and Maggie murders investigation. So something triggered them to open up the investigation again. what that is. I don't know. I mean, I know that, the rumor is Buster, but where's the evidence? Where's the facts,
Their friends and families' lives will never be the same. To those friends and families that might be watching this right now, I am truly sorry for your loss. My hope is that by bringing awareness to the details of this story, we can aid in finding justice.
Yeah, I don't think harassing Buster is a smart thing to do. I mean, the dude may not be showing signs of empathy right now, but he may be. I mean, we don't know. We've never been in his position. We don't know what it's like to have. I don't know what it's like to have my brother and my mother killed by my father. You know what I mean? Like, just, I mean, whoa. So, I mean, fuck. But, the Murdaugh podcast, they're pretty much the ones who found all the evidence and have actually done all the legwork. This guy has bounced off of that podcast very well. This dude, he puts it out. I mean, he's the guy that runs the drone, and he's given us really good footage. But the Murdaugh Murder Podcast, or whatever it's called, they've actually done all the legwork on all this stuff for years. Oh, good, the mall's still up. I wasn't sure if they had demoed it yet. But the fence is up, like they're getting ready to do something. So I'm pretty sure they're gonna be demoing this motherfucker. I know you guys can't see it, but you guys can probably see the fence. Resource Environmental. That's who the fence company is. I wish they would tell us when. I'm sure I can find out. Probably have to go to a city council meeting or whatever to find out when they're going to do it. Anyways.
For those whose lives ended way too early. Beaufort is a beautiful small coastal town nestled in the heart of the Low Country on the coast of South Carolina. Just a few miles north of Hilton Head, it's known for its beautiful waterways, rich history, and southern charm. Let me just say, I am a proud Beaufortonian. Those that live here know that there is something really special about this place. Sometimes it feels like our own little undiscovered corner of America. I, for one, am extremely grateful that I get to call this place and this community my home. 19-year-old Mallory Beach was known by her friends and by her family as a good-hearted, bubbly Southern girl who just showed kindness to everyone that she interacted with. She had graduated from Wade Hampton High School, where she played soccer, and she spent her time hanging out with friends, spending time on the water, and working at a popular shop in downtown Beaufort called...
Well, geez, it seems like every single one of us has watched this. I mean, I have no problem watching it again, but I'm hesitant to keep it going because everybody's already watched it and everybody's appreciated it. Like, that's the main thing about it, like, you guys all appreciated what Eric Allen brought to the table, and that's what I was trying to focus on is the fact that, I mean, it's not just loosely put together. It's a really good, informative presentation, and people can learn from stuff like this. But so I'm gonna gonna pump some gas. You guys gotta see this. You guys can see this little bum coming up. Maybe you can't. Anyways, you guys think of something that we can watch, or not, or whatever. You guys let me know. I'm gonna go pump some gas. Holy shit, this car looks like a damn cow. Get away from me, lady. I've got no money for you. Don't be looking at my bag of weed. So you guys debate on it and cast your votes. I'm kidding. I'll be right back. Uh-oh, what did I do wrong? Now what? Now what? You know what, I bet Silentium is getting me in trouble. What did you say, Silentium? Always trying to get me in trouble. Silentium's just a troll. Nah, she's the nicest troll though. I couldn't hold it. Let's see. Oh shit. TV with what did I go deaf to could in your tank? Oh. Oh shit. Can you guys hear me? I'm so confused. I don't even understand. It doesn't even look like you guys even discussed watching anything else. You guys completely ignored me or couldn't hear me.
What's up? You good? Oh, okay.
The fucking security guard fucking walking up to the fucking pump as soon as I put it up for her. Weird. Oh, now I'm playing dumb. Now y'all can hear me. Okay. Yeah, you guys are all trolls. All of you. Every single one of you. Tag, you're the leader. You're the leader of the Troll Patrol. The Troll Patrol. Ooh, doggy. Shots. She's the leader of the Troll Patrol. I'll stop. I better stop. Come on! Fucking move forward, people. I'm a member of the Troll Patrol. That's a good channel name, man. Oh, shit. You guys are all just trolling me. That's alright. Alright, well, I don't know what else to watch. I mean, there's plenty of things to watch, but you guys want to watch like something funny? People slapping each other? It's always good. Let's just see what it tells me to watch. Recommendations. Isn't this a recommendation right here? Secret word recording. Oh god. I don't trust it. Uh-oh. Wild chase and standoff. Yeah, live? Nope. That was yesterday. Roasting Roseanne and Tony Hinchcliffe. Oh, okay. Yeah, I watched that already. That was good. The Roseanne on Kill Tony. Maybe we'll watch that. Let's do that. You guys all like Roseanne Barr, right? Say you don't. I dare one of you to say you don't. Shit, where is it? Now I'm just trolling myself. Why didn't I just search for it? There it is.
Bill, you seem like a funny guy. You have a funny delivery.
Trying to think. I can tell some more stories about William if you'd like to hear that.
You are one of the funny.
I was on stage and 52.
Like everyone, I'm out of breath. 6 steps is hard for an old woman. But, well, everyone who came through that door, well, they were weirder looking than the one before them. And I was just so happy to see weird looking folk, you know, because like when you live in California, you see a lot of Stepford-like people everywhere, you know, you never see any real people. You know what I mean?
Bunch of fakes and phonies out there in LA. Here in Texas,
you see a
everything's
lot of people
real.
that they can't make any emotion on their face because of the Botox and whatnot, you know, that kind of thing. But it's so great to see people with lines on their face. I am so happy to see it. Thank you.
Hell yes. Roseanne, luckily I have a bucket filled with fucking weird looking people
boy.
with lines on their faces, and we're gonna create more lines on their faces here tonight. You guys know how it works. If I pull a name out of the bucket, they get 60 seconds uninterrupted. You know their time is up and you hear the sound of a kitten. That means they have to wrap it up then, or else they bring out the angry West Hollywood bear, which is very loud, and it scares them, and it stops them from talking, Roseanne. It is unbelievable. And then after that, I interview them. We find out more about them. They get fucking feedback from the great Roseanne.
Oh, boy. Well, I just have to say this like I told you. I know like I'm, I don't punch down. Right. That's one thing I think comedy that punch down sucks ass. So, and I am not going to do it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Okay, so, and I'm really famous and rich and talented and gorgeous. So I am not going to go criticize somebody who's just starting out. So I think the better thing for me is to be the motherly voice of encouragement and honesty, like a mom to the person. See what I'm saying?
What?
So that's how I've chosen. Because you know why, people? I swear to God, I think there is a war between good and evil. I do. Does anyone agree with me? So I try to stay on the good side.
I love it. I love it. We'll play a little good cop, bad cop here tonight. Let's get this show started with one of our regulars. Instead of going to this bucket and meeting somebody, let's watch a new minute from a guy whose life we changed almost 2 years ago. You watch this guy go from living in his van, being broke as hell, now he's selling out all around the fucking world, doing arenas, wearing Rolexes, new outfits from Amazon every week. Ladies and gentlemen, sing along if you know it. This is Hans Kip. This is Hans Kip. This is Hans Kip.
Hey, what's up? It's good to be here in Texas with all the survivors of the winter storm. A lot of weak limbs fell off this winter. Moved back to California. You gotta be tough to survive in Texas. If the ice doesn't get you, ice will. I don't need electricity. All I needed was my freedom to bear arms. When I get cold, I'll just shoot my 9mm 5 times in the air, warm myself around the barrel. But yeah, doing good. I recently saw a group of blind people walking around. I was like, what's the point of that? One electric bus and your whole community is gone. Thank you.
Hell yeah. Hans Kemp. I loved it. I loved the first 50 seconds of that. What was that at the end there? You saw a group of black people? What did you say? Yeah. I was looking back at D, John, and fucking James Atkins, and we all had the same look of confusion on our face. Can you help us to understand what that last joke was?
I said a group of blind people.
A group of blind people. How many of you, by round of applause, heard blind people? Okay. How many of you, by round of applause, heard black people? Yeah, it's a weird sound thing in this room.
I'm sorry.
The black people thought you said black people, by the way, which counts for a lot. That's all that really matters. Yeah, exactly. What the fuck? D-Man has got double roasted on that somehow. He's like a motherfucking twice baked potato back here. No matter which way you heard it. Hans is like all these black blind people with dreadlocks and bass guitars walking around. It's like, wait, what? I love it. So welcome back, Hans. That's another good minute from you. Rock solid. How's life going?
It's amazing, Tony. Thank you again. I have been doing great. I've been headlining Philadelphia, Buffalo, been having sex.
Whoa. Let's talk about the shows. We talk about the sex enough. Explain to people what it's like going from literally trying to do the open mic at these clubs around the country to absolutely having your own night and filling it up.
It's like, before I was like, come on, everyone listen to me. And now everyone's listening to me. I'm like, oh, shit. black people are walking around.
Yeah, blind people are wild. I love it. Anything crazy happen in Philly or Boston or anything?
Well, you know, I was on stage and a 52-year-old nurse decided to jump on stage and kiss me.
Whoa. Wow.
So that's a thing that happens. But yeah, other than that, it went pretty good. Got a couple clips, put it on my TikTok.
Okay. Roseanne Barr, this is your first time seeing Hans Kim, I do believe. What are your thoughts?
Is it the first time I've seen you?
No, it's not.
No, it isn't.
Oh, that's right. You brought her up here.
Yeah, I was the one that introduced Roseanne. It was an honor. It was an amazing feeling to introduce someone and get applause for saying their name. Yeah, it's good to see you, Roseanne.
So good to see you. You're so funny.
Thank you.
You're so funny. Your stuff is so well written too. God, it's so great to see a good, a comic who writes good material. Congratulations. And,
Thank you, Roseanne.
Boom.
Keep going.
What a way to get the show started. Another new minute by Hans Kim. Let's keep it moving. There goes Hans Kim,
Thank
everybody.
you.
We're in it. Quick little interview for Hans. We see him every week. It's time to go to this bucket and get some fresh blood out of here. This is where shit gets wild. We had a puppet on 2 weeks ago. I mean, you can't even make this shit up. It's crazy. Anything can happen. Your first comedian out of the bucket tonight goes by the name of Rama. Rama, everybody. Make some noise for Rama. This is Rama. This is Rama. This is Rama. Here we go, the Kill Tony debut of Rama, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello. Good night, everybody. All right, just got here to Austin. These dating apps out here are pretty crazy. Funny enough, they have a lot in common with my new diet. Basically, I'm just trying to avoid trans fats. All right. So because you guys asked, let me tell you about myself. Everything I own is black. My room is painted all black. All my clothes are black. I got 2 black cats. And, sometimes it makes things difficult. You know, you try to wipe the cum off. You pick up a shirt or a towel, and then you're just like... And then you hear, I thought it was closer to a minute. That was, they're going to have the sound effect. I was trying to do a meta joke right there. Oh!
Rama, everybody.
Thank you.
I love it. What an interesting name, Rama. Am I saying that correctly?
Rama, yeah.
Rama, what is that?
I guess it's from the Old Testament. It means the Word of God.
Oh, wow.
Pretty serious.
You would think the Word of God would have more punchlines in a
You would think so.
60-second set. We all hoped for. Rama.
He's trying his best.
How long you been doing stand-up?
I started kind of during COVID.
Okay.
Yeah, things got weird.
I could tell by your timing you're used to empty rooms of sick people, so it's very good. I can tell the COVID starters when they get in here.
Definitely.
I love it. So Rama, let's talk about it. Where'd you start stand-up comedy at?
I started in Denver. I was there for a little bit. Did it a lot in Ohio, Dayton, that kind of area, but everybody's kind of weird around there, so...
Roseanne also started stand-up comedy in Denver. Damn. The only difference is she has talent. Anyway.
So Rama, let's talk about it. Am I right, Roseanne?
Very good. Shut the fuck up. What do you do for a living, Rama?
I am a DJ.
Ooh,
music producer.
Oh my goodness! Right when you couldn't be any more unlikable, there we find out that you're a DJ. What's your wacky DJ name? Because I don't think Rama's gonna cut it.
That's what I've been going by. Yeah.
You go by Rama?
Mm-hmm.
Not DJ Rama?
No, it's kind of whack. I wouldn't.
Just Rama.
Yeah.
I'm guessing all bar mitzvahs or Rama? Who hires a Rama for their
Not many people, honestly.
Okay.
Kind of
How
weird.
do you make a living doing it if not a lot of people do that?
I also sue a lot of people. So
Okie dokie. We have to. And we'll be right back after these messages. What do you sue people for?
I can't disclose that.
Okay.
I would if I could. I signed agreements and all that stuff.
Okay. You sue a lot of different people for different things?
Just at airlines,
Oh,
okay.
All right. But you can't talk about it.
Can't talk about it.
The case is still pending.
Oh, it's closed. Case closed.
Shit. It's a closed case.
Fucking Roseanne in the background just cannot stop laughing, dude.
But you had signed an NDA. You can't talk about it.
Correct. Yeah.
They settled for $700,000.
About 694,000 less than that.
Yeah, it's a gift. It's a fucking gift. We don't play Price is Right rules either. I was off by $6,000 fucking dollars. I love it. So what happened? What'd they do? Come on, you could talk about it. It's just the whole internet. Talk about it.
Oh man, I'm gonna get in trouble.
You're okay.
Well,
just don't fucking sue us afterwards.
They broke my DJ gear, right? They lost it and then broke it, and then I was like, no airlines cover anything with their policies.
Right.
They're basically like, fuck you, unless you're disabled. So I wore an eye patch.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's a horrible idea for you to talk about this right now. Look.
Thank you, Red Band.
I did it for the laughs. Okay.
D Madness is fucking pissed right now, all right? You got a fake eye patch on, this fucking guy.
Sorry. I had a contact too that made it all blurry and stuff like that. Just underneath in case. Make Roseanne laugh, that's fine.
Roseanne's finally laughing.
Hey, that was pretty fucking funny. He did pretty good right there. That was fucking funny. He said he even put some contact in his eye just in case they fucking tell him to flip it up.
So fucking hilarious. I love it.
Thank you, Roseanne.
This friend of mine sued. She made a living suing, corporations too, because you really can do it. Everyone should look into it. And she.
Fuck yeah, Roseanne goes off right here, man. Shout out to Roseanne. Check this out.
She was a trans, and so, they said they didn't, she was a masseuse also, but except for she had a penis and all. So they'd ask if they had a penis and stuff. So then she sued.
D, what the fuck is going on, dude? It's a fucking live podcast going on. God, who the fuck has to pee 8 minutes into the show, by the way?
So.
What the fuck? I didn't know that was a side effect of blindness.
So then
what is
she
going on
sued
here?
because they said they didn't want a woman with a penis to do their massage. So that's discrimination, right?
Yeah.
So she sued and she won upward of, big time 6 figures. So I think it's great when people sue big corporations for whatever they can get, because they're choking us fucking dry and they're trying to kill us with their fucking shots and whatever else they're trying to cram down our fucking throats. Sue those fuckers! Sue them fuckers till they're broke!
Oh my goodness.
Tony, can I say something?
No.
Okay.
What do you want to say?
Funny enough, I found out about the show about a week ago, honestly.
Okay.
I probably watched maybe
This is great. I'm glad I gave you the chance to say something. That's great.
Hold on.
I found out about you 3.5 minutes ago. Who gives a fuck? What are we talking about, Ramos?
I've watched maybe 40 episodes or so since then.
Okay.
I think it's the best thing that's ever
Thank
happened
you
to
so
stand-up.
much,
I
Rama.
honestly
Thank
do.
you. Thank you. Here's a little joke book. There you go. Yeah, exactly. Absolutely, Roseanne.
I'm saying you are real funny, you just have shit material.
There
Go
you
back
go.
to the drawing board.
Boom. And like that, the show continues with the great Roseanne Barr, motherfuckers. Your next comedian out of the bucket goes by the name of Caitlin Kosis. Caitlin Kosis. La da. Hey, 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 hey. Who's having fun tonight, huh? Here she is, everybody. Caitlin Kosis.
Thank you. Hi, everybody. I'm trying to get off of Instagram right now. That's my goal for 2023. It's an app that gives me really low self-esteem because I compare myself to Instagram models, and I'm just like, oh, I don't have what men want. I'm not small and cute and underage. Like, I'm never gonna be good enough for Chris D'Elia. You know what I mean? It's not in the cards. I feel like guys who do try and pick up women on Instagram are the kind of guys that would just agree with everything they post. Like one time I posted a story of me watching America's Next Top Model, and this guy replied and he was like, I love that show. And I was like, really? You love America's Next Top Model? Name 3 eating disorders. Let's hear it. All right, cool.
There you go, Caitlin Kosis. This is your first time on this show, correct?
Yes.
How's it going? How long you been doing stand-up?
I started about 1.5 years ago.
Where at?
New Jersey.
New Jersey. Do you live here now?
No, I'm visiting right now for the week. I have a friend who lives in Austin.
Okay.
But I might come back for the summer.
Right.
But I mainly perform.
Have you enjoyed Austin since being here?
Today's my first day.
Ooh, wow,
Yeah.
what a start.
Yeah, it's been good. I got in at like 11 this morning.
Sponsored by Adderall, everybody.
Yeah.
Here we are. Caitlin, what do you do for a living?
Right now, I have 2 part-time jobs. I work at a daycare, and I also work at a wedding studio, and I do like administrative office stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
What do you love about New Jersey?
What do I love about New Jersey? I mean, it's a great commuter state. New Jersey's a great state to go to other states from. You can leave real easy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I like the beach and the mountains. I don't know.
Are you sure you live in New Jersey? What the fuck are you talking about? What do you love? I love stepping on syringes in my bare feet. Nothing better than the old Jersey beach. Freezing cold everything, algae.
Yeah, I
death.
mean, there's not much.
Right.
There's not much to love.
I love it.
It's my
Okay.
hometown.
So what else about you? What do you do for fun? What's something exciting about the life of Caitlin Kosis?
I do comedy, clearly. I like to hang out with my friends. I like to play piano. I got
How long have you been playing piano for?
on and off since I was like 12.
Interesting.
Yeah. but-
Roseanne grabbed her microphone.
Well, I want to ask her something. What do you like about comedy?
Oh, I don't know. I'm still trying to figure that out. I mean, I like writing and I like being on stage and performing. And it's really good for me, too, to face I had some stage fright when I first started, and it's really helped with that, too. Just putting yourself out there.
How would the stage fright affect you exactly?
I would just get really nervous before shows. I would get really jittery, and I would, like, stumble on my words and get
I
all
did
in my
that too.
head. Yeah.
Yeah. How do you fight against that? How do you win?
Just, the more you do it, the easier it gets, and remembering that it's just part of the process. You know, you can't get better if you don't try.
I wish that you would tell us more about you.
Okay.
You know, that's what I felt, that you are funny and you have a lot to say, but I think an important thing about comedy is we want to know who we're hearing it from.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And I want to hear that from you, and I think it will help you to go on there and then, you know, drop a little here, a little bit more personal, and then drop another bombshell here, because I know you have some bombshells you want to drop, and you're capable of writing, and I hear it. You're a great writer.
Thank you.
Do you have, let me ask this, a year
But
and a half.
I just want to say some more of us getting to know who you are. That will help us to get it.
Totally.
No doubt, 100%. That's great advice. Let me ask you this. You're a year and a half in. Do you have a joke that is more about you that you just didn't do in this exact minute during your set here tonight? Well, there you go. It appears as though Roseanne is correct. The pharmacist has prescribed something that you need.
Like, what about your parents? I bet they were weird.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I could tell you had weird parents.
Yeah, there's a lot I could say about that. I mean, that's something that I'm still working on exposing and like writing about is more personal
Going to therapy
stuff.
a lot for it, are you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
The funnier you can make it, the faster you'll heal from it, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah.
I can see you got a lot of that shit in there, girl. Let it out.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Look at that. Literally the greatest female stand-up comedian of all time giving advice to a year and a half in female stand-up comedian. How fucking cool.
Do you have an innie or an outie belly button?
Red Band, you cannot ask girls pulled out of a bucket a question like that.
Actually, how long of a show, stand-up have you done, like a set?
Oh my goodness gracious. Red Band, you're not fucking booking her on Thursday's show, you fucking idiot. Jesus Christ.
The longest I've done is 20 minutes, though. Just putting that out
There
there.
you go. What are you gonna do?
That's good.
How did it go?
It went good. I have a tape.
Unbelievable. You are a disgusting pig. Do you know that? Red Band books a show every
That's one of
Thursday.
the things you got to deal with, though, you know. So you just got to. That's one of the fucking things you got to deal with, and it never ends. It never fucking ends either.
Roseanne, what are you doing Thursday?
He asked what you're doing Thursday if you want to do a spot on the show. That's so funny.
You know, the only thing that's been on me, I found to my dismay when I went to the doctor, is my vaginal walls.
Oh my goodness.
So I'm out of the game, you know? Out of the game.
What did they say? What's wrong with
Well, they want me to go on the hormones like all the other old bags of my age that are on the hormones so they can, you know, have sex with a guy they've been with for 40 fucking years and can't stand anyway. To plump up the fucking vaginal walls there for that disappointment. You know, and then grow a fucking beard and all the other shit, you know, pubes down to your fucking knees. No thanks. No thanks.
God, bro.
I'll just stick to my ID channel murder shows.
Goddamn right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Goddamn right. I watch those all the time, and my vaginal walls are strong as hell right now.
Well, I've had 5 children and 5 ungrateful little fucking bastards come through there, and so you see that takes a toll.
Damn right. Roseanne, you are amazing. Caitlin Kosas, thank you for signing up for the show. Fresh off your flight. Here's a little joke book. Caitlin, here's a joke book. People from Jersey can't
Hey,
catch
can
them.
I get a cocktail up in this motherfucker?
You want to? Hell yeah. We got someone working on that. We got a red wine, right? Cabernet on the way. Let's do a little special treat right now, ladies and gentlemen. I know we have a lot of regulars. We have a lot of special guests. Tonight is a big one for that. I want to see another minute from this guy. He came on the scene. He's only been doing stand-up for 6 months, but he's a fucking little sensation. He's absolutely hysterical. This is Austin's own Uncle Laser, everybody. Oh, shit. Here he comes. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the real deal. Uncle Laser.
Listen here, I'm all about everybody being confident in themselves, but you need to be fucking honest with yourself too. I've been hooking up with some plus size women as of late, and I keep hearing this goddamn term slim thick. Rihanna at the Super Bowl was slim thick. No, she was fucking pregnant. Okay, you know what I'm saying? I hooked up with this girl the other night. She was out of breath after we were taking a shower together. She kept saying she was slim thick. I said, darling, you need slim fast. You're built like a hefty trash bag. What some would call an ice cream truck. All right, listen here. I get it. Round is a shape, okay? But you won't be around much longer in that fucking shape, darling. But I do like those big girls because I got them tight pussies. I keep a little flour in my back pocket to find a wet spot every now and again.
Oh my goodness.
Damn!
Nothing but swagger, ladies and gentlemen, at 1,000 miles an hour. Oh my goodness, look at that. That is, we just got to watch COVID get transmitted to the great Roseanne Barr.
Or chlamydia if you're not careful.
Oh my goodness. Uncle Laser. I promise. My goodness gracious. The kid is the real deal.
Yeah.
Only, what, 6, 7 months in the fucking game?
I'm just going to keep saying 4. No, it's been like since July, whatever. I don't do math.
Okay.
I do math.
Did you go to school? Did you go to normal school? We know you're from the middle of Texas, the fields, the oil fields.
No, I was homeschooled growing up.
Oh my goodness. That
And I
is
got expelled from having sex with my teacher. I love you, Mom. But no, relax.
Goodness. You are
Relax.
You are out of control.
Relax.
You are out.
I did call my mom earlier and I was like, yo, I'm sitting in the green room with Roseanne, and she goes, shut the fuck up.
Yeah. And that is what Uncle Laser's mom sounds
Exactly.
like, by the way. That is an actual impression of Mama Laser. She was at the stand-up show that we did on New Year's Eve.
Yeah, and you picked her out of the crowd.
Picked
just
her
by
right out of the
accident.
crowd. I go, I didn't realize Uncle Laser's mom was going to be in the audience. I'm just doing random-ass crowd
Yeah.
work, flying through the crowd, and it was actually
actually
your
her.
mom, and I had no idea.
Did
What
it
a
look
woman.
like did it look like what you would think?
It literally looks like him. The apple does not fall far from that fucking cherry tree. You know what I'm
Fucking
saying?
shit.
Look at this star power. I mean, the belt buckle is on another.
I put that on for her tonight. I don't do this often now.
Right.
This is a relic, some would say.
Explain the meaning or whatever it is. I can't even fathom.
Well, I just got it at a flea market, but it's special to my heart.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
That's it. That's all it takes.
Hey, can I tell you a story, though, Miss Roseanne?
Yep.
So growing up, my parents got in domestic disputes quite often. That's pretty obvious. You know what I'm saying? And when I was a boy, I used to just watch your television show while they were beating the fuck out of each other. You know what I'm saying? To help me go to sleep. But as I got older, you went from prime time. They used to do your reruns on Nick at Night, right? And I'm like 13 or 14 or something. And I'm like jerking off to Taxi Cab Confessions on the HBO. Real Sex HBO. And I'd have to put that previous channel button on in case anybody got up and walked in. You don't know how many times I've ejaculated that goddamn harmonica thing on the intro to that fucking song. Special. Every single time.
You actually play. You have a harmonica?
It's in the truck.
Okay.
That lick is actually really hard to play. I didn't want to come over here and embarrass myself on some. That's a hard lick.
That would have been funny,
Right.
though.
It'd have been funny, but
Hold on. Some of the women from your joke are trying to go to the restroom right now, Uncle Laser, making a lot of fucking noise. Jesus Christ. Oh, don't make a big deal about it. Go take the hot dump you're about to take and fucking hustle back. Jesus Christ. Way to not make a big deal about it. My goodness gracious, these fucking people. They all have to piss and shit all the fucking time?
yeah, make sure to flush and spray.
All right. Uncle Laser, so we're finding out you were really homeschooled?
No, motherfucker. Homeschooled? No, I went to school with, my graduating high school class was 43 people.
Wow.
So homeschooled. Yeah. Yeah.
How many?
43. And I was salutatorian. I got a perfect score on my SATs. I have a photographic memory.
Special needs or what
Gifted
is-
and talented is what they're saying. Gifted and talented, Red Man.
Oh.
Incredible, Uncle Laser. What else is another fun fact we'd be surprised to know about you? Something we haven't talked about yet on this show.
You want to hear my weirdest sexual encounter?
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah. Roseanne's calling it off. You don't want to hear it?
All right.
So when I was 23, I was working in Ohio, like West Virginia area, right? Yeah, right. Yeah. Ohio, you're from Ohio, right?
Yeah, but not that part.
Okay, yeah.
Not the West Virginia part of Ohio.
Gross.
Jesus fucking Christ, Laser. You really know how to pick them.
Wheeling, West Virginia, what a fucking place.
It's a slim, thick part of Ohio. if
Oh,
you know what I mean.
God. But I met this 40-year-old woman at the bar. She wanted to take me home, and I'm like, yeah, no big deal, whatever. Yeah. And I was like, okay, well, this ain't a joke. This is real life. This is no joke about it.
So the guy's quadriplegic.
He's in a wheelchair, right? But she's like, we stay together for the kid or whatever. So like, he lets me fuck other dudes. I'm like, is he gonna watch? Like, cause I'll roll his ass into the closet. I'm not no cuck. I ain't never been a cuck in my whole life.
Right.
Well, we get to her house, and he's at the kitchen table, and he's like, make sure to take your shoes off at the door. I said, all right. And so it started getting weird, and she tells me, she's like, hey, I need you to go in the refrigerator. I need you to get this big carrot out of the bottom of the refrigerator.
Oh, my goodness.
This big carrot, not no baby carrot that you buy in a bag. I'm talking, it got the green part on it, you know what I'm saying, like the hedge.
Yeah.
And I walk out there, and I'm like, oh, shit's going to get weird. I probably should go get a condom. So I put my boots on. I walked out to my truck. I got a condom, and I came back in. I did not take them off at the front door. This will come in here in a little bit. I went back in the room, and I took that carrot, and she's like, I want you to put that carrot up my asshole. I said, deal. Now, Tony, when I say I wathered this fucking carrot out, it was a smooth carrot when I was done with it. I mean, all the way to the green hedges were in there. You know what I'm saying? And I just flung it on the ground. Okay? We went to sleep about 7:30 in the morning, and fucking sun's peeking through the blinds. I could see a silhouette at the foot of the bed, and I could hear a crunching sound.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
And then I hear, you didn't take your shoes off at the front door. And I sit up, and the little kid, her 5-year-old son, is eating that carrot on that old man's lap.
My God. What is that?
I climbed out of the window and left my boots, I haven't been back since. That's why I left Ohio.
Wow.
Buckeyes were like carrot in your asshole and your son's gonna eat it, eyes.
Oh my.
You know what I'm saying?
Wow. All right. Roseanne, what do you think about that story?
I think you're fighting a war inside.
Listen, Miss Roseanne, I'm fighting a war every time I pee.
I think the devil has a hold of you. I think the devil's got a hold of you, boy. And you better get loose.
Yeah.
You better get loose of that goddamn demon devil, because that ain't you. That ain't the real you, because I seen the real you. Now I'm going to tell you true.
All right.
I see an innocent. I see an innocent come up here with a lot of swagger. You are a comedy innocent. You can make anything funny. Yeah. I want you to make shit funny that's good and lifts people and don't drag their face through a lot of shit.
Wow.
Because you can do it, and I want you to make that choice. You can do it, and you're going to go a lot farther if you do, because people are sick of that nasty, nasty boy poop dick shit. I personally am sick of all that boy bullshit. I want to hear some shit that makes me want to overthrow this motherfucking government and do right.
Fuck yes. Solid, Roseanne. Holy shit.
Holy shit.
And save the good people of this world and this country and everything else, and make them do right and save the kids and all that shit. I don't want to hear about your fucking dick in anybody's asshole.
Oh my God, the queen has arrived.
To be fair, it was a carrot that was in her asshole.
And
it was a carrot in her asshole, not my wiener.
I just pray that God will come into your heart and show you that what I say is true, and you'll make a turnaround, and you will be really, really fucking excruciatingly funny.
Yes,
You'll
ma'am.
tear the walls down. You'll talk about you and your inner fight, and it'll be hilarious.
Appreciate that. Yes, ma'am.
I cannot believe it. Perhaps, I mean, the wisest, sagest advice that one could give to a guy that's already doing good. She's trying to figure out how to challenge you and expand you, because you can handle that challenge and you can push yourself to new levels. And I fucking agree with Roseanne. I think you're both fucking right. It's fun to be funny, but she's challenging you to fucking try to push it to another level.
You're above the material you're doing. That's what I'm saying.
I appreciate that.
And that's what
I get
this
it.
show
I
is
get it.
all about.
Well, can I ask you one thing?
Oh,
you're from Texas, right?
And it was very difficult. I'm telling you, it was
She is showing him that is decent.
very difficult for our family at that time.
I just want to take you dancing later. I just want to spin you around and.
You are a doll, you know, but I have 2 bad knees that I've got to get replaced, which is why I'm back on the road to raise the funds for getting. You're sweet, though.
Thank you, darling. Thank you.
Have you been eating your carrots? Ladies and gentlemen, make some goddamn noise for Uncle Laser, everybody. The real deal. That's who he really is. He just got a cool homework assignment from one of the all-time greats. I love
That
it.
was amazing to watch live.
I love it. Let's get back to this bucket, huh? You guys having fun out there? Let's meet a new innocent soul. Give someone a chance of their life. Your next comedian out of the bucket goes
I'm
by
so
the name.
drunk. You have to forgive me. I'm drunk.
You're good. You're good. You're good. We're all a little bit drunk tonight. Make some noise for your next comedian, Louis Manra. Manara or Manra. Luis Manra. Or Manra? Woo! Here he comes, everybody. Make some noise for Luis, everyone.
How's everybody doing? Everybody good? Thank you, thank you. I'm new to Texas, so I've been avoiding HEB because in my mind it stands for hurting every beaner. And, you know, I don't want to walk in there and accidentally walk out with a job just based on appearance. So I've been working at this new little spot called Uptown Cheapskate. Y'all heard of it? Uptown Cheapskate? Yeah, we buy and sell used clothes, and it's pretty cool, but it gets boring sometimes, you know, so my intrusive thoughts start to kick in, so I'm going to read y'all some of my little thoughts. Give me a second. Damn, white women really do expire faster. Why does my coworker smell like that? These bras smell good, though. Why am I getting hard? No, yeah, that was definitely a dude. But yeah, man, my girlfriend has a big-ass head. I don't like that shit. All women have big-ass heads, man. Trust me. Like, y'all need to accept that. Women have big-ass heads, man. It's funny to me, though. I saw her get kicked in the face one time. It was me, but I told her don't move, man. Women don't listen. But yeah, man. Pretty sure I'm anti-Semitic. And as soon as I figure out what that means, I'll let you guys know. So, yeah, thank you guys. Have a good one.
All right. Louis Manra, welcome. Is it Luis? Luis?
Luis.
Luis.
Luis, Mexican.
Welcome. Yes, no, I know you're Mexican, Luis. There's no doubt about that. No reason to do a blood test or anything. We got you pegged as Mexican.
Damn.
So, Luis, let's talk about it. How long you been doing stand-up comedy?
I want to say I started in around October.
Okay.
October.
There you go.
Yeah.
October. How's it going? How does it make you feel?
Pretty good, honestly. I got chills from what you were saying earlier. I swear I got chills. Like, that was beautiful. So, just that. What you did was, like,
yeah,
I know
okay.
what I aspire
Luis,
for,
this
right?
is a new part of the show. Let's keep it moving here. We know that was great. We're trying to keep it great. More stuff's about to happen. Let's find out more about you. So you started in October. What made you start then?
Well, I technically started a little bit sooner, but it was just like.
What made you
here and
start
there.
then?
I came back from Thailand, and it was just like, this is what I want to do. I left school.
What happened in Thailand that made you have this clear vision? So you have a lady boy's feet over her head, right?
Exactly. Everyone said that exact same joke.
Yeah, I know, because that's what you went there for.
I wish. It was just a lot of writing, and it was like during school. Oh, I was in school at the time, and then I was just like, I don't want to do school anymore. So I was just writing every night, and to this day, I try writing every night, and yeah, now I'm here.
Okay, I like that. What do you do for a living?
Like I said, well, I used to go to, I'm from California originally. I used to go to UC Davis. I don't know if you're familiar with it. And yeah, now I work at Uptown Cheapskate.
Oh, you really do?
Yeah,
You work at Uptown Cheesecake.
Everything I talked about is.
What do you
true.
do at Uptown Cheesecake?
It's funny.
What?
Cheapskate.
Cheese steak?
Cheapskate.
Cheapskate?
Yeah.
Okay. Jesus fucking Christ. We have to fix these monitors in this
my
room.
bad. I get a little slur when I'm nervous too.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, just.
What's that? A thrift store?
Yeah, it's like we buy and sell used clothes. Pretty
Okay.
Cool. Yeah.
And what do? You do that? You just buy and sell used clothes?
No, I just work on retail, helping customers, dressing room, things like that.
Okay.
Basic stuff.
All right.
Yeah.
In the dressing room. Sounds creepy. What do you do for fun, Luis?
For fun, I like going for runs. I'm new to Texas, like I said, so I like going into like Texas State because I'm living in San Marcos and. Oh, all right.
Oh shit!
Yeah,
Look at these, some fucking.
It was like
suburbanites out here.
You guys are funny, man. I got lost in there actually because I was on my run. My phone died. The rain came down on me. But yeah, it's fun little things like that. Going out for a run, reading.
You were on a run and your phone died?
Yeah, I went on a run inside Texas State and I got lost on campus. That's pretty cool. Yeah.
All right. What else, Luis? I feel like there's more about you. You come from a big Mexican family?
Yeah, definitely.
How big?
Just a lot of cousins that I don't know about. I'm an only child technically, so that's something.
Wow, how did that happen? How are you a Mexican only child? That's like a unicorn or something like that.
My mom technically couldn't have kids, but something about her uterus, I don't know. I'm not too sure, right? I don't know.
She was 14.
Is
I
that a
think you're
thing?
right. I think you're
Is that a
onto
thing?
something. The uterus is a thing,
It
Luis.
was on the line, right? Yeah, she knows about that. Roseanne knows.
What about your dad?
My dad, he's an alcoholic, but he's cool. I didn't grow up with him, so it's cool. Like I kind of got to witness him from like a different perspective.
Can I just butt in and tell
Yeah, of
you
course.
something? You know that I'm loving you. I'm loving you and telling you something. I'm old, you know. It's probably my fault and not you. But I know you probably have like 10,000 thoughts a second in your head, and you're really smart, and your writing is terrific. So I can see how you're like spinning in your mind, you know. And I did that when I was young. How old are you?
21.
Oh, uh-huh.
Boom.
I know where you're at there. Well, because I'm old maybe, or what have you. Well, I need you to slow down just a little.
I've heard that a lot. Yeah,
because
you're right.
I can't, it's hard for me to understand what you're saying because you're so fast. I can't really understand what you're saying. I take a little bit longer in your talking. Maybe if you took a deep few breaths before you come on stage and just like know that you're funny and be real centered, you won't go so fast because we miss so much.
Yeah.
You know, but that's what's also funny about you is that we miss so much. So when you put out your album, we're going to have to play it over and over and over to get what we missed.
I appreciate that.
See,
Thank
I
you
want,
so much.
you know, so I'm saying, you know, I'm loving you and I'm seeing your art, but could you just slow it down for the old folk?
Yeah.
No, definitely.
And
Okay.
for the almost old folk like me, I didn't understand cheesecake, or
Yeah.
cheapskate. So, you know, she's spot on. And a huge thing is if they don't understand you, they're not going to laugh. So, you know, enunciation is absolutely key. I know it's not something that a lot of 21-year-old Mexicans are interested in doing, but, you know. If you're going to be performing in front of American
Yeah, but you'll
audiences.
get that as you go, as you're in front of audience. You'll get it, and
Thank
that
you.
you'll learn it. You know.
Thank you so much.
But yeah, just slow down and enunciate better. That'll kick you up about 70%.
Boom. There you go. Luis Manra, congratulations. You got pulled out of the bucket. Here's a little joke book from the great Boneseye. There he goes, Luis, everybody. He's getting a gel blaster. Just giving out gel blasters to some of the people out of the bucket tonight. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Roseanne's having fun. We're doing it. How you doing out there, audience? We good? Your next comedian out of the bucket goes by the name of Kent Hunter, everyone. Kent Hunter is next on Kill Tony. This looks like another new name. Always fun to meet new people here. How many of you like it when comedians do good on this show? How many of you like it when comedians do
That's not the channel that you were watching, is it, Silentium? you watching? I thought you said it was a live stream.
Do you ever think about words? Does salary have anything to do with salt and sauce? How about across different languages? You can tell escribir and skriver are related to each other, or even schreiben und schreiben, but the word write is not related to them. The same way, war can't be related to guerre or guerra, right? Well, surprisingly, war and guerra come from the same word, just as insect and sex have the same origin. Intrigued? Stick around and let's look at etymology and some surprising origins of words. Hi, welcome to Snap Language. I'm Mark Franco. Words have a life of their own. They're born, change, reproduce by generating new words and by spreading into other languages, like viruses. And words even get old and die. They just fall out of use. In Latin, they use the word sal, salt, to create the word salarium. Old French borrowed that as salaire. Later, English borrowed that from French as salary. But what was the connection in Latin between salt and salary? Etymologists believe the word was salarium in Latin because it was salt money, or an amount to buy salt, which was very valuable back then. Historical linguistics studies language change over time. Etymology is a subfield of that. It's the study of word origins and derivations and how words change over time. For example, an oxa, many oxen in Old English, became an ox, many oxen in modern English. And that's why ox still has this irregular plural today. Words also change meaning over time. That's what historical linguists call semantic change. For example, originally when nice was borrowed into English from Old French, it meant foolish. Then over time it meant timid, fussy or fastidious, delicate, precise and careful, delightful, and finally, kind and thoughtful. We still have these meanings today, but we lost the original meaning, foolish. Except perhaps when you say someone is too nice. The word meat meant any kind of food in Old English. By around the 1300s, its meaning had narrowed to the meaning we still have today, only animal flesh. Okay, I need to make a disclaimer here. I am not a trained etymologist. I just know enough about the area and find it really interesting. So this video is not meant to be an in-depth study of etymology. That would be a really long video. War comes from Old French guerre. In late Old English, it became where. Well, guerre, where, war. That's how this one word, guerre, became what, on the surface at least, seems to be very different words. Guerre, war. Why study etymology? When we understand how words and their meanings change over time, we learn about linguistic processes, how people use words and change their sounds and meanings, how languages borrow words from each other and change their pronunciation to conform to the phonology of the language. Well, we learn how language itself changes over time, not just how it changed in the past, but also how it's in the process of changing right now. Latin sal changed in other languages into sal, sel, salz, salt, zout. Then from salarium to salario, salaire, salary in English. Much later, Japanese then borrowed salary from English as sarariman to mean a person who works for a salary in a corporation, well, a white-collar worker. Sal was also the Latin root word for salsa, anything salted. Salsa, sauce, saucy, sass, sassy. At its core, English is a Germanic language, but it borrowed words from many other languages. It borrowed heavily from Latin, mostly through French. In fact, around 60% of English words are Latin in origin. That's 2 out of every 3 words. But then, if English words came from this Germanic language and Latin, where did those languages come from? Well, many ancient languages left written and historical records that allowed you to go back and study how they evolved over time into today's languages. But can you go further back to before a language even had a writing system? You see, etymologists are really good at back engineering. They examined written and historical records to understand how languages changed. This way they could build backwards to reconstruct a proto-language. Here, proto means the earliest form of a language. So even without written records, they were able to model this proto-language that they call Proto-Indo-European. As people migrated over vast areas, they brought this Proto-Indo-European language with them, and it developed into Germanic, Balto-Slavic, Italic, that's where Proto-Latin fits in, Celtic, Hellenic, where Proto-Greek is, and Indo-Iranian languages. That's a huge spread. Business Insider has this great animated map showing how over an 8,000 year span, this proto-language spread all over Europe, Russia, and Asia. Of course, changing into other proto-languages along the way. Check below the video for the link. And what did this Proto-Indo-European develop from? Well, before that it gets really murky. You can't expect to go as far back as the first word ever uttered. Say the first word ever uttered really fast a few times. Etymologists believe the Proto-Indo-European root word for heart was kurd. I don't know how to pronounce words in these ancient languages, so use your imagination. Then, through progressive changes in vowel and consonant sounds, Kurd changed into words in ancient languages. Cardia, cardio, herd, herten, horte, heart. Heart is also associated metaphorically with courage and memory. From the root word to Latin cordis, of the heart, to the meaning courage, coraggio, coraje, coragem. In Latin, from recordare, literally to restore to the heart, they got remember. And over time, we ended up with record, meaning to repeat, to get something by heart. And then the modern meaning, I guess when you record something, you don't forget it, right? But of course, not all words came from Proto-Indo-European to Latin to English. Proto-Indo-European also branched into Proto-Germanic, and English actually developed from that.
About to get off the freeway.
Along with German, Dutch, Scandinavian languages, and so on. The root putter branched into different languages. Following something called Grimm's law, the sound p in Proto-Indo-European becomes Germanic f and v. And that's how we got words like padre, pi, pair, and pader, but father and vater, fada and far. In some cases, Proto-Indo-European branched out from brother to brother, but frater in Latin, and then it entered English in a roundabout way as a different word with a related meaning. So we ended up with brother, brotherly, but also fraternal, meaning brotherly. From duo to duo to dos, dois, deux, and so on. Duo became twi in Proto-Germanic and gave us zwei, twee, tol, two. Then again in a roundabout way through Latin, dual, double. That's why in English we often end up with so many different words with similar or even identical meanings. One with a Germanic and the other with a different origin, generally Latin or Greek. In the end, they often came from the same Proto-Indo-European root word that went through processes of phonological and semantic change, borrowing and reborrowing, and from a single ancient word, we ended up with two or more words in modern English. We can see that in these vocabulary words: broth, sap, or juice, or nectar, fear, dread, or aversion, or phobia, and so forth. Based on all these historical examples, you might think that this is all history and English is now set in stone. Oh, we've got plenty of words now, we're done. Well, English is not done at all. These processes of language change are always happening in any living language. Sounds are changing, new words emerge all the time. Old words take on new meanings. That happens slowly, so we don't even notice it very much. Take the famous difference in the pronunciation of caught and caught that we're losing in North America. In places where these vowel sounds have merged into ah, there's no distinction anymore between caught and caught. Also, hardly anyone pronounces the H sound in words such as where, when, or which. So they're pronounced where and when, and which and which have become homophones. Words are still being borrowed and adapted into English. Pizza, balcony, latte, buffalo, acai, cashew, sushi, haiku, manga, schadenfreude, delicatessen, Bas, lanai, and so on. It's kind of interesting, isn't it? Think about it, whether we speak English or Norwegian, German, Portuguese or Polish, Russian, Bengali, Persian, or Kurdish, regardless. In a way, we're all speaking the descendants of some very ancient language, a proto-language that was lost in time. Oh, insect and sex. Proto-Indo-European sec, to cut. From that we got words such as dissect, section, and segment. In Latin, insectare, to cut into parts. Insectum was used to mean an animal that's cut up into parts or has a body with segments. An insect. Possibly then sec, sexus, because you cut up or divide beings into genders. Sex. That's how insect and sex are related words. Is that cool or what? Languages change continuously, so what do you think English will be like in 100 years? And in 1,000 years? If you're multilingual, have you noticed some surprising connections between the languages you speak? Always look in the descriptions under any Snap Language video for related links. In fact, this video has some really interesting ones. If you enjoy this video, please share it and hit the like button. Of course, if you subscribe to Snap Language on YouTube, when you tell people you're a linguist, sometimes they look at you funny, like they have no idea what to do. Even worse, you get, "You're a linguist? Oh, I hate grammar." Some strange ideas about linguistics, so let's clear up these misconceptions. Hi, welcome to Snap Language. I'm Mark Franco, the resident linguist here. Misconception number 1, linguists love. What's interesting in it doesn't matter if the grammar a group of speakers uses is considered incorrect. We know there's a standard language and we follow grammar rules, for example, when we write or give a lecture. Formal grammar is appropriate in those situations. But to understand language, we want to understand how people actually use it in all contexts. So if a linguist corrects your grammar, it's not because he or she is a linguist. Maybe they're just being kind of obnoxious. Misconception number 2, a linguist knows everything about language. Okay, all medical doctors study medicine, but they specialize in a particular field, right? If you have stomach problems, you don't go to a cardiologist, do you? The same way, linguists study language, but specialize in a particular field. You can specialize in historical linguistics, language acquisition, phonetics, syntax, sociolinguistics, and so on. Also, language is so central to being human that linguistics overlaps with many other disciplines. That's why you might study some linguistics in education, sociology, literature, computer science, and so on. So if you ask your favorite linguist a question about language, don't make them feel bad if they don't know the answer. I don't feel bad, I just look it up. Misconception number 3, linguists are translators or interpreters. No, a few linguists may go on to become translators or interpreters, but these are just 2 possible career paths. Speaking of careers, misconception number 4, linguists are academics who work in universities. Yes, we can all imagine the lonesome linguist sitting in a dark office cluttered with old books. That old book smell in the air. Now, many linguists do research in universities, but remember, there are many fields in linguistics. A linguist can also have a career in industry, for example, working on speech recognition or natural language processing for a company. You could work in education, designing literacy programs or teaching English as a second language. Some linguists work in the field, sometimes even in the middle of a jungle, documenting and analyzing an indigenous language. You may find a linguist or 2 working in the government, working as a voice coach in the film industry, or specializing in speech pathology. Misconception number 5, linguists speak many foreign languages. I hate this one. What do you call someone who speaks several languages? A polyglot, not a linguist. In fact, many linguists work in their own native language, so they don't need to know a foreign language at all. Of course, there are many foreign language buffs among linguists. We can't help it, we love languages. But learning or speaking a foreign language is not a requirement to be a linguist. So what is linguistics and what do linguists do? Linguistics is the study of language. Linguists study how language works, how it evolves over time, how it is perceived, how it affects social behavior. Essentially, linguists study some aspect of this amazing thing humans do that we call language. It doesn't even have to be spoken language. There are linguists who study sign language, for example. If it's a language, chances are a linguist will want to study it. And chances are you found this video because you like languages yourself, so if there's something you'd like to add or know about this topic, please leave a comment. And don't forget to like and share this video and subscribe. And Welcome to Grammar and Style Tidbits with Snap Language.
You gonna dig this?
I'm not sure where people get the idea that English grammar is easy. There's many situations in English where things get complicated. There's even some grammar rules that make the correct sentence sound less natural. Wait a minute. There's many situations. There's even a few grammar rules. Oh boy, here we go. Have you noticed any problems with these sentences? They have a grammar issue that some people say needs to be corrected. These are probably okay in everyday spoken English. In formal written English, using there is makes your this video, I'll show you how you can make your writing more concise by getting rid of there is and there are. First things first. Should you say there's many situations or there are many situations? There's even a few grammar rules or there are even a few grammar rules? Well, if you follow a simple grammar rule, you should look at the subject, which in this case is whatever follows there to be. If the subject is singular, there is. If the subject is plural, there are. So you'd say, there's a man here to see you, but you'd say, there are a man and a woman here to see you. In spoken English, it sounds a bit odd to say, there are a man and a woman though, even though you know that there are two people. Let's see what people usually say.
That's a broad proposition, and there are people who would disagree with it.
Where there's people that want to judge people by the way they look.
There's people dancing, it's great weather.
There's people all around the world who are interested in this.
Because there are people who need all of us.
You know, there's people at a party.
And there's people there who...
Yeah, there's people whispering behind me like, watch this, what's going on?
And there are people that I can look back and be inspired by.
There's people that, really far ahead in their life.
There's people that are a lot more skilled and experienced than I am.
And luckily there are people studying,
Okay, so it seems there's more people, there are more people using there is singular with plural subjects. But that's spoken English. In written language, you should look at whatever follows the verb. Singular subject, there is. Plural subject, there are. Simple enough, right? Unless, well, of course, even grammarians have some issues with there to be. There's a particular case where grammarians say you may use there is with a plural subject. Well, sort of. That's when you're dealing with a list of items. For example, should you use there is or there are with these sentences? There is a pencil, 2 notebooks, and an eraser in the box. There is 2 notebooks, a pencil, and an eraser. You could follow the first rule and say that because there are several items, in both cases you should use there are. But even grammarians know that saying there are a pencil makes this sound kind of strange. So they say, if you're talking about items on a list, you can make the verb agree with the first item. So you say, there is a pencil, 2 notebooks, and an eraser, but there are 2 notebooks, a pencil, and an eraser. Well, you can make the case that when you have a list, it's as if you're saying, there's a pencil, there are 2 notebooks, and there's an eraser in the box. You omit the repetition and just keep the first one. Case solved, right? Well, look it up on the internet or your favorite grammar and style guide and let me know what they say. It's not as straightforward as you may think. Here's a trick for using there is or there are in formal, written English. Avoid it. This is not a rule, it's just my recommendation. Sometimes you don't really need to use it at all. You can just rewrite the sentence. For example, there are many ways in which there is a difference between A and B. This comes across as nice and formal for writing, doesn't it? I think it's just Wordy? Why not? A and B differ in many ways. There are many Americans who believe that healthcare is a human right. Many Americans believe that healthcare is a human right. There is one exception to this rule. This rule has one exception. Pretty cool, huh? You can keep it short and simple and convey the same idea. If you're a channel member, be on the lookout for a members-only video in a few days. We'll look at more of these sentences you can make more concise in writing. If you're not a member yet, click join below the video and check the channel membership out. As a matter of style, written language tends to be more concise. Whenever you see there is or there are in your writing, take a good look at the sentence and ask yourself, do I need this at all? In spoken English, you can get away with using there is with any subject. If the idea expressed by the subject is plural, you can use there are too. You'll sound a little more formal, though most people might not even notice either way. Thank you! Did you know you can join the Snap Language channel, become part of our learning space, and get some perks? For a small contribution, you get more direct access to an experienced educator with a PhD and an expert in language and linguistics. You get a badge by your name.